Alright, I made some changes to my decks. Now, time to test them out. The way I'm going to test them is in the basically hard mode for them. First of all, challenges. Now, the hard mode is either in Arc V or Vrains, because in Arc V, that's where Pendulum Summoning is, which is a total pain in the ass for either of my decks, and Vrains, which is also a total pain in the ass, because basically the idea is these two versions of the not versions, but like iterations of Yu-Gi-Oh! Have like the idea of just easily summoning things. Like it also is like that in Zexal as well. Basically, alright, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is the base game, right? Normal summoning monsters, easy shit. Then we go to GX. That's where you start getting into like more fusion based stuff. Like they start focusing on fusion, interesting things like that. 5Ds, that's where things get a little more interesting with synchro stuff. So like there are certain monsters called tuners that you can use to synchronize with regular monsters and summon synchro monsters from your extra deck. And then we get to Zexal, which is where things start to get a little funky, right? It's where they introduce the idea of just smushing monsters together to create new monster. So you just have two things of the same level and you can smush them together to pull a monster from the extra deck, right? It seems simple enough, like, alright, I get it, and there's a restriction behind it, right? Okay. And then we have Arc V. This is where things are just insane. Where they introduced pendulum monsters, and it's just like you put a monster at one end of the spell zone and then the other end of the spell zone, and then as long as they have certain levels in between them, like they have numbers on them, and as long as you have monsters in between the two levels, you can just summon them from your hand. It's like you can only do it once a turn, but you could just summon them. And if there's some from your extra deck, you can summon them too. But because when they die, when monsters, like when face up pendulum monsters are summoned, they just go to your extra deck, from which they can be summoned again. So holy shit, that's annoying. And it took me a while to actually learn how this works in real life, which is a pain in the ass. But at least they have made restriction to where if something is summoned from the extra deck, it has to go in a special zone for it. At least that's how it worked for all special summons from the extra deck. But they changed it not too long ago to where only pendulum summons from the extra deck have to go into the special zones. And then that's where we come to Vrains, where they introduce link monsters. Now those take the idea... Well, first of all, those are the ones that have to be summoned in the special monster zones only, like the extra monster zones. The special zones only, and with them, they can link to other zones in which you can summon more monsters as long as it's linked together. Right? It's like a whole chess thing. It's like we're getting to more complex, but it's like easier to do. It's weird to explain. And so special pendulum summons from the extra deck can only be summoned, and the special zones are the zones that the link monsters point to. And then the link monsters can also only be summoned to zones that the link monsters point to. But just summoning the link monsters is the simplest thing. There's might be restrictions on the cards to like which monsters you can smush together, maybe sometimes, but generally you just smush any monsters together and you create a new monster in which you slap in a certain zone. That's it. Holy shit. And it gets more complex the more you get into it, because then the player can just summon a monster, and then they can link together another monster with that, and then if they want to, they can just merge the linked monster together with another link monster to summon a new one, because if they summoned a link monster, then it counts as a certain link number in which you can use to summon yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try my decks in either of these, because that's where I have problems when it comes to either of these. So let's try my Magician Girls deck in here. And let's challenge the main character. Yeah. Yuya. Oh yeah, ZR. By the way, the stories here. Yu-Gi-Oh! Shadow games. Like, easy enough. Mystical items, like, shadow games, right? Mystical items cause dark powers, monsters are real, and like, Pegasus created them into cards, and yeah. GX, that was just like Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, not Yu-Gi-Oh! But Duel Monsters, which is what it's called in Universe, became so popular that they started making schools in which they will teach you the game. Which, okay, if that kind of shit, and then it like ends up being like, I didn't quite understand it at the end. Like, I did actually pay attention to the story here. Like, I started dropping off paying attention to the story around the end of 5Ds. But basically, when it comes to GX, it's like the main character's imaginary friend. All this shit going on with like specific cards people are looking for that are really powerful, and then the main character, Jaden Yuki, has an imaginary friend that I guess it's what I gauged what they are, that like cause tears in reality in which he pulled people through, and he wanted to fuse the realities together with polymerization, and I don't even 5Ds. This was like dueling on motorcycles. This did not translate into this game very well. They tell the stories very lazily in this game, by the way. It's really sad because like the absurdity of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is not translated very well into just text. But you know, it's like whatever. It is an outsourced game. Basically, the main point of this game is to teach people how to play Yu-Gi-Oh! And all of that. So it's like easier to learn the rules this way. But yeah, this one is dueling on motorcycles. Dueling on motorcycles. And there was like people tattooed with symbols, I guess, that like gave them powers, and then like invasions of people wanting the power, and like there are people with like dark tattoos, and then people with righteous tattoos, and then when it comes to Arc V, first of all, they reference some of the past ones in here, but this is like a whole thing with like alternate universes representing the different kinds of summoning. Like the main character like found cards that summon a particular way, pendulum summoning, and then find out that there are different universes in which certain summonings are superior, and I don't even like it's all about summoning particular ways apparently. Like also, by the way, their hair gets exceedingly more eccentric as the series goes on, I swear. And their designs are just the spikes. But yeah, Yuya, look at his hair. I guess it's not that insane. Like, by the way, here he is fused together with other, but this is like the main character, his hair. But then again, I say that, but then we go back and look at Yugi. Like, look at his hair. Can't say much. Because what is even going on with his head? Anyway, and then we get to Vrains. This is sad. Alright, I played through this one, and they didn't even tell the story in the game. It was literally just playing through duels. Disappointing, honestly. So they got really lazy at the end when they started introducing the new... Like, they knew what the game was about. It was just about teaching people how to play the game instead of, like, telling the story. So they really lazily slapped this in here. It's sad. But at least you get to know that there are new characters. But as far as I could tell by just like an ad, I'm looking at like a wiki for Yu-Gi-Oh, and then they, you know, if you've ever seen one of those, and they have related videos playing, like in the background or whatever, and it's like apparently Reigns or VR Reigns or whatever is about Yu-Gi-Oh! VR cyberspace kind of shit. So yeah, like these are people's like usernames apparently, I would guess. Playmaker, The Gore, Spectre, Ghost Gal, Knight of Hanoi, and then they just have people with normal names. Blue Angel, Blue Gal, Blue Maiden, Boham, Soulburner, Varus. 2 different Varuses apparently. Windy, Lightning. Yeah. So actually I find that kind of interesting, and that almost, like the lack of the story being in this game almost makes me want to go and actually watch this. But anyway, let's go ahead and hop into one of these and see how well my deck holds up against these. First we'll go to Arc V, go to Yuya, and use my Magician Girl's Opera deck. Alright, Dark Magical Circle. Give me something good. Nye. Okay. Let's do Dark Renewal third and Raigeki second. And summon Lumen Magician Girl. Now this, no matter who you're going up against, no. It's gonna keep asking me that because of Kiwi Magician Girl. Her effect is like you discard it from your hand and your Magician Girl monsters gain attack and defense. But yeah, generally speaking, even if against real players, you can play this as like a for real threat or a bluff. Because the idea is she can pull a monster from your hand and screw whoever is attacking her. So even the NPCs are afraid of this. Like they're not dumb. They're like, I don't know if I want to risk that. Generally they'll risk it once they have a certain number of monsters on the field. But yeah, in turn. Oh boy, here it comes. Oh, jeez. How many? 1, 2, 3. Look at this shit. And then he summons some shit. Silent Honor Shark. Arc. Shark? Oh boy. Yep, he's going for it. Alright, what's the effect of this thing? Alright, so it's not going to be destroyed by battle. This is a tough one. I think I'm already dead. I can't use the effect because I need Chocolate Magician Girl in my hand in order to discard Kiwi Magician Girl with her effect and then get Raigeki. So no, I'm not going to activate this effect. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the damage. Okay. Chocolate Magician Girl. Activate her effect. Raigeki, play. Okay, now he can special summon one from here, and anything he draws from his hand, he draws from his deck, assuming that he's not going to be able to draw a monster. I think I might be okay. I think I'm dead for real. Here it comes. One, 2, jeez, 3. Ah. Okay, I'm just gonna do it for the sake of it. Yep, this sucked. 100. Look at that shit. It's amazing. Alright. So that didn't go well. Next test. Let's do tune time. Tune time is usually very inconsistent. At least it was before I edited it. So I don't expect it to do very well here. Let's do this. Okay, so what is Ash Blossom again? Let's see. Add a card from your deck to the hand. Special summon from the deck. Send a card from the deck to the graveyard. So I don't think I'll be able to properly use that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to summon. Oh, wait. I have to control Toon World. You know what? Let's just pretend that didn't happen. Hey, it's like it's the exact same. Nothing wrong here. The only problem being is there is something wrong here. I can't summon anything. I can't summon shit. Oh, come on. Are you... I'm actually fed up with this game. 2 Mystical Space Typhoons in his hand. Perfect to deal with the 2 things that I had on the field. And then he can summon whatever he likes. Good lord. That is just... Well, that's beautiful. Okay. So that is some bullshit. We just add a card to his hand when it's destroyed. But... Let's just go ahead and summon that. And then let's activate Toon Kingdom. Wait. Oh no, do they just do something? Oh god. Of course. Not only was he able to deal with both of my spells. Oh god. Well, this one's not a spellcaster. This is gonna hurt though. Am I dead here? One, 2, 3. At least I can keep it alive. Negates the damage. Okay. Alright, so at least now I can take this dragon. He has no idea what he's done. So nothing too great. So I can take control of it, no problem. But first... let's go ahead and do this. Give damage to the opponent. Then we'll take control of that. Alright, what I will do is I'm going to leave this space filled so we can't summon anything from here. Alright, wait, hold on. I don't win. No, I don't win. Let's battle. Actually, do I need to destroy his shit? I don't believe I do. I think I can just attack his face. Because he's used both Mystical Space Typhoons. I don't believe that he can do enough damage to me. So I can use the power of Tunage to just attack his face. and into this shit next turn. Alright, let's go. You don't have any more mystical space typhoons, son. What are you gonna do about it? It's gonna summon something annoying. What is this? Oh, another dragon. Yeah, let's go ahead and stop that. Toon Kingdom. Oh yeah. And that's game. How did this do better than my Magician deck? Oh my god. That is frustrating, man. Maybe my Magician deck just had a bad hand. This is disappointing. This should not be doing better. Because that's the deck I'm making in real life. I'm making the Magician deck in real life. You don't tell me the Toon deck is better. That's so absurd. This is actually absurd. Now I kind of want to build this deck in real life. The problem is that apparently the cards are expensive as hell. Because I think there's only so many limited releases of them. Okay. And that would be game. So absurd. I can't believe this shit. It's working so well. Okay. I mean, I don't know how well it'll fare against like a person, but the fact that it's working so well here. Let's do Magician Girl's Opera. If this fails again as compared to my Toon deck, I think I'm done. Like, this is so disappointing. Also, I realized I'm missing a card in this deck. Ah, forget it. Hold on, let me check. Maybe I can still summon Quintet. So that is Kiwi Berry and Chocolate in there. This is Magician Girl. This is Magician. So that's 5 different ones. That's a quintet. So at least I'll be able to, regardless of how dumb this was, at least I'll be able to show this. So the idea is special summon Red Plant Vert Anaconda using her and her. Place it here. Then activate its effect. Pay 200 life points for a fusion or polymerization, normal or quick play. Anyway, that lets me use Magicalized Fusion from my deck. Quintet Magician. And what the thing is about this, it's more spectacular if your opponent's field is full of shit. Because what happens is, just fuse all of these together. Berry. Chocolate. Kiwi. Dark. Apprentice. And we got Quintet Magician. Its effect being completely eradicate your opponent's field. Which would be more epic if he had more shit, but he was really stupid. So I don't even feel like this victory was good, worth anything. Oh, God. Alright. Screw it. I wasn't able to prove that the deck I'm building in real life is that good. Oh god. No.